We are Cindy and Eddie.
And this is Squeeze the Day.
We hope you enjoyed a little bit of Route 66 in California. We know we did. Next, we're going to be moving into Arizona, and we're going to start off with this right here. Arizona's going to be a little different than it was over there in California. There's a little bit different of a historic feel here. They seem to be better at preserving the history.
The sun just came up. We are in Arizona, starting this leg of our journey. We're so excited to share it with you. We're going to Oatman. Let's get going.
Sometimes Route 66 is a little confusing. We found that the easiest way to get between Needles and Oatman in Arizona is Arizona 95 and K Street in Needles. Of course, I-40 crosses the border, and then it's a simple matter of getting onto the Oatman Highway from there. In our last video, when we arrived in Arizona, we showed you donkeys that were wild. Then they are wild here. Today, we're going to show you a couple of those wild donkeys roaming around Oatman. But before we get into that, let's take a real quick drive through so you can see what this town looks like before the tourists get here. Because this is an amazing place to come visit with a very distinct type of personality.
Technically, Oatman is a ghost town. It's a ghost town that refuses to die. This is actually where the gold to fund World War I was mined out of. The residents are still maintaining the classic feel here. They still have the old original buildings.
We made sure we got here bright and early so we could get a chance to walk around this town to get some breakfast as well as get some good shots for you. So we're going to show you a couple of things before we go and get breakfast. On a side note, this is a great place to go if anybody's interested in any type of Halloween activities. For example, check out this amazing mine. Moving right along, if spooky isn't your feel, you still have the history available from this town. And there's a lot of history here. And we'll show you a little bit more about that in a minute. But first, I think it's time to go get some food.
Let's go find out if somebody's open.
We're going to have breakfast at the Oatman Restaurant, Hotel, and Saloon. That means Cinders gets a little break from her running around, and we get some delicious food. Take a moment to appreciate the decoration that I have here. All that stuff that's stapled to the walls are dollar bills that people have left there. Leave a comment below if you've ever stapled a dollar bill to a wall. Let's go check out the saloon, even though it's too early for it to be open. And there's more on the hotel side too.
So that's a gift shop. They have this upstairs. Used to be a hotel, and now all the rooms are closed off.
We were also too early to be able to explore this shop, but
Definitely a good spot to come get some Route 66 mementos. And if you're really interested in what this place used to look like,
Carol Lombard and Clark Gable once stayed in this room. And here's the proof of that.
So let's talk a little bit about this place that we came in and had some breakfast at. Really delicious, extremely impressed. Look at these goodies. I absolutely love fudge. That is the sign that you're going to look for when you come here. Busy season is going to be basically December, January, all the way up through Bike Week. Yes, they do have Bike Week here.
This is an amazing historic place to go and visit. There's plenty of stuff to do for kids of all ages and plenty of shops for people to go and buy souvenirs from. Several of these are specialty shops like leather shops or toy shops, and sometimes you'll find places that just sell little knickknacks and stuff. This post office has a specialty postmark. It'd be interesting to receive a letter from here.
At their candy shop, all the chocolates are actually handmade by locals. And this is located at the end of the street. You should come check it out. Well, of course we're going to have to try one for ourselves. So let's see how good they are.
I didn't expect that.
Salted caramel. Something about salt that just really makes caramel even better.
After our quick chocolate break, we went back to exploring this town, and we found some really interesting antiques in a couple of different stores. It looks as if most of this came from this area, which includes mining equipment, weighing equipment, and even an antique gas pump.
There is a lot of really cool things in here. And since there's no background music, I can actually talk and show you at the same time. Just saw that. Wow. That is by far my favorite Ford sign. As you know, I'm definitely a Nissan type of person, but I would drive one of these if I had that chance. Check that out. There is so much stuff to see in this store. That would probably be my favorite thing. That's awesome. Something about the smell of fresh leather.
Just missing home a little bit. While exploring, we found something out.
Not too long ago, there was a show that talked about Route 66. The drivers drove around in an old Corvette. Today, we get the opportunity to watch some Mustangs ride into town. This is a good place for car clubs like these.
We're glad we found out about that, but there's something else we want to talk about, and it's more than just a whole bunch of donkeys walking around town. The locals like to put on a show for the visitors that come through town, and let's show you a little bit more about that. Make sure you show up in time to be able to take in the entertainment of the Gunman Showdown. One show starts at 12 and the other starts at 2:15. It's quite hilarious to watch. It's a free show, but they do take donations that go to a good cause. And don't worry, nobody actually gets shot. Unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances, we were not able to get the audio for this, but trust us, it's definitely worth it.
There's a lot of people, and yeah, they do tours, and there are donkeys and Route 66 stuff. And I'm gonna try and go slow so I don't hit a donkey, and maybe not a person either. How fun is this town though?
This town was so much fun, we could probably spend a couple of days here, but we've got to get back out onto Route 66 to show you some more. In the beginning of this video, I told you that Oatman was an old gold mining town, and that means there are hills around this town that we're going to have to drive up, and that's what we're doing. But it also means that at the top of this hill, there's going to be a view for you to see. Let's take a moment to enjoy that.
That is a view.
As we continued our drive, we ran into these guys right at the top of the hill. These guys were so friendly, they actually let us pet them, which was really fun. Time to keep going. In between Oatman and Kingman, which is our next destination, is the Cool Springs Museum, which is formerly a gas station, restaurant, and cabins. It's being restored right now by a man named Ned Lechner back to its old glory. But let's get to Kingman.
Continue on West Historic Route 66 for 5 miles.
Kingman is going to be the last stop in our drive today. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed this little tour of Route 66, and we'll see you on the next one.
If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications so that you can continue to follow along with us as we continue on this adventure.
And as always, squeeze the day and be well.